Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the chosen and elect. And today I want to get into this topic. America is not Jacob's place of rest. And the reason for this title is because of there's so much going on today with Israelites, knowing that they're Israelites now, waking up to the truth. But they're still trying to build in America, trying to come together, as a people. And if any time we were going to come together as a people, knowing that we were Israelites, and if there was any time we was going to come together, period, was Black Wall Street. And that was one of the most, times you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, where we had our own communities, we were thriving, and Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai made sure that, that was not the way we was going to win over here in Babylon the Great. That was never the plan. This land here is very sinful. The wicked has shed so much blood here in this land. You got sodomy. You have all types of wickedness. All types of iniquities, even with our own people. The iniquities we have done growing up, even before the truth. And now that we're in the truth, of course, we're, practicing the righteous acts, according to Judges 5:11, trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. That's a good thing. But we still have to have faith in Yahweh Shai. So, Jake, I get it. You're tired. We're being oppressed, on a daily basis, whether you're at your job, working from check to check, you're having to experience all of these long sufferings, over here in captivity. And that's one thing you have to realize. That's the reason for the title, is that, America is captivity. It's just one big plantation, with amenities in it, okay. You can eat nice foods. You can go to the gym. You can meet men and women, those things. You can go to the beach, look at the waters, the nice views of the land. But it's all in vain, because this is not our place of rest. And once you can, see that, Jake, and understand that, and, the better off you would be, understanding, when you do come against the prophets, and when they're telling you the downfall and the destruction of America, you will have a better understanding of what, the Spirit is saying, through the prophets. All right. And we're going to start out in Ephesians 5. We're going to start at verse 12. And it reads, "For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret." Verse 13, "But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light, for whatsoever doeth make manifest is light." And I kind of want to touch on that. What's done in the dark is going to come out in the light. We get that. And that light really is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, as well too, because I believe it's in Proverbs that the scripture says the law is the light, which is these scriptures. And verse 14, wherefore he said, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. And, that's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the way. He's going to give us that way. In verse 15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Now, I'm going to go back to verse 14 because I had a precept to that. We can get that in, let's get that in Proverbs, I believe, chapter 21 and 16. And it reads, Proverbs 21 and 16, and it reads, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And that was the whole point of bringing this out, is because before you came into the truth, we all were in the congregation of the dead. But now that your eyes are open, you have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We should walk circumspectly, redeeming the time, as the scripture said. How do you redeem the time? By the prophecies. How do you, hear the word is through the prophets. All right. And let's get that in Micah. Let's go to Micah. Go back. Let's go to Micah chapter 2. And this is dealing with our oppressors. Destruction is gonna follow on our oppressors. But until then, Jake, this is the reason why we have to be circumspect, because we're living in a time where Jacob's trouble is coming, and there are things that are gonna happen, and this is the reason why you don't want to be attached to this world. And let's go ahead and read Micah 2 and 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And these are things that actually happen, to you, Jake. Almost genocide so-called Native Americans from, Christopher Columbus, when he came over, killing Columbus. When he came over to the Americas, they knew who you were. They knew you were Israelites. That's why they brought a Hebrew interpreter. They tried to genocide and then call you 5%ers. They brought Jake, you so-called Negroes and Latinos. They brought us over here too into slavery. And no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to prosper over here, there's nothing you can do to get out of it, with the unrighteous decrees, losing your job, being kicked out of your home because, you get an eviction notice. These are, the curses that are upon our people. But, when you wake up into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and have faith in Yahweh Shai, then, he has given us a way out of it. All right. And I wanted to bring this out first because let's get that. First of all, let's go to Sirach. Let's get that real quick. 36 and 13. And this is not our place of rest, because here in Sirach 36:13, it reads, "Oh, be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest." And that's absolutely true, because we're not in the second covenant right now, And under the first covenant, we have to go through Jacob's trouble, because of us breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. And the Most High is going to take us and put us in our own land. So these things that we're going through, it's not, it's just for our learning. That's all it is. But we just have to stay fast, steadfast in the spirit, and persevere. That's why the scriptures say, the race is not given to the swift or the strong, but he that endured to the end. And while we enduring, there are just some things we're going to have to go through in Jacob's trouble. But I just wanted to bring that out to let you know that, America is not our place of rest. We're not going to get rest on this side. There's only destruction coming on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that second Esdras out. Second Esdras 16. All right, I'm going to start from verse 40. And it reads, Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 40. O my people, hear my word, make ye ready to thy battle. In those evils, and in that battle that he's making us ready for is Jacob's trouble. And in those evils, which is Jacob's trouble, be even as pilgrims as pilgrims upon the earth. And we're gonna have to, be ready to do the will of the Lord. And the will of the Lord doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be comfortable. We're going to be having to do things that makes us very uncomfortable in those days. And this is these evils that are coming up because, the system's going to crash, the MOTB, digital currency, they're going to try to bring forward, all of these things that's coming forward. We have to, be in the spirit, and understand that, hey, we're going to be very uncomfortable and we're going to be tried in these days. This is a tribulation that, the Christian church say that, they're going to be somewhere spiritually hiding in space until all of this is, done with. And that's not necessarily true. And verse 41, it reads, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth, one that will lose it, because it's going to be in vanity. And the reason why America is going to get hit with those nuclear ICBMs, nuclear destruction. This place is going to get set on fire, So this is not, this is speaking to, the person that does have. And, you just have to be ready and let everything go because it's all going to be in vanity. He that occupied, verse 42, he that occupied merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that builded as he that should not dwell therein. And yes, people have businesses and, would like to, and there's nothing wrong with having a business, but if you do have one and, you're profiting and things are going well, you have a lot of product that you want to sell, but you got to be ready, as the scripture says, as he that had no profit by it. You got to be ready to lose pretty much. And he that build it, and as he that shall not dwell therein. Meaning that, those things, these things are going to be going on earth, during Jacob's trouble. People going to be buying homes, having a business, getting, ready to start. And it's like it's going to all perish because of these atrocities and Jacob's trouble that we're about to go through. So when your the scripture says, where a man's heart is, there will his treasure be also. So if your heart and spirit is on these things and on the things of the world, this is what's going to cause you to fall and to be deceived, especially with that MOTB, because the MOTB, we're not going to be able to move in this society. All right. Verse 43, he that soweth as he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard as he that should not gather the grapes. And this can go twofold, because when you're sowing, you're expecting something later. You're expecting your harvest later. And, this can be, like your 401k, your stocks. It can be literal agriculture if you have it. And, you planning on, harvesting from it, with these unrighteous laws and decrees that Edom is putting out, the so-called white man. you know, um, he's making it hard where farmers can't, profit. So these are some of the things and the times that we're coming into that, we have to understand, in Jacob's trouble, we're not going to be building here and coming together, as an Israelite family, and we're going to build the kingdom up. That's not what the scripture is saying. All right. In verse 44, they that marry as they that shall not get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. So, coming into these times, and this is, this can go for, young and old, but more likely, the younger, um, you know, Israelite that have woken up to the truth. This is really not the time to be trying to invest in your time into having a wife, husband, children, the whole family thing, because it's also it would be a burden on you and the family, during these times. So it's just wise to know that, hey, we're this close. We do have World War III brewing. We see them showing the RFID, the MOTB. It's all in articles. It's on the news. Some people even have it implanted in them. So we in those times, and Jacob trouble is almost here, man. When Trump get in the office, we don't know what's going to happen. Um, if all of that take place. So, these things can start moving quickly than expected. All right. And even Paul talked about this, and I think it was in First Corinthians. If you, man, I think it was in First Corinthians about if you don't have a wife, try not to seek one, and if you do have one, act as if you don't have one. Roughly paraphrasing. So these are the times that we're in right now, and again, all of these things are in vain because we're not going to get our rest here in the Americas. All right, verse 45, and therefore they that labor in vain, and that's absolutely true. There's nothing that you can look forward to knowing that these prophecies are here, that are pretty much here, and for you to be working your way, knowing that these prophecies are here and not taking heed and trying to go another way, laboring, thinking you're going to benefit from your labors. It's just not a wise spirit to be in. Saving for the future, talking about retirement, all those things, it's going to be in vain. This place is going to be destroyed. All right. Verse 46, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And, these are the things, I think it's in 2nd Esdras 15, where it talks about that. Let's see. Let's get that. Yeah. Verse 16, 2nd Esdras 15 and 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for the great tribulation. And this is Jacob's trouble. So, these evils are going to be taking place. And, we do have the immigrants over here, Esau will use them as the forefront of what he's doing. But, these prophecies are coming to pass. So this is the time to be taking heed, Salaki. This is the time to be taking heed and to what the word of the Lord is saying here. All right, verse 47. And they that occupied their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord. And you can, when it come to, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, stealing, there are many ways, and just not many ways, but that shows you that those people, the people that are trying to save their life, as it is written. Let's get it in Mark 8, because I wish I touched on it beautifully. Mark 8, and what's that? 35, I believe. Let's see. Yes, this is Mark chapter 8, verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's sake, the same shall save it. And in verse 36, for what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and loses his own soul? So going back to 2 Ezra 16 and 48, verse 47, they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, because Esau, Edom, even our people, we have done evil things to get our possessions, some of our possessions, and the Most High see that, their sins, and then he goes on to say, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and this is mainly talking about Esau, Edom, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, said Yahweh. And that's the spirit of Babylon the Great. And I got one more that I want to end the lesson off with, and that's back in Micah. It's back in Micah. Let's get that, Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. And this place here is just ruined completely with sin. Everything in here is just demoralizing. Everything is bad. The water is bad. The air is bad. The food is bad. There's nothing good with, so-called Esau, Edom, in rulership. So, we're still in captivity under this devil. We're being oppressed daily under this devil. And hey, this is not our place of rest. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Israel, whether you, hopefully you're not asleep, that you woken up to this truth. And if you have this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then you should know that this place is not Jacob's rest. And with that, I want to, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ra Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and elect. Shalom.